Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, my readings are a little bit different. I channel wisdom, messages, and healing from your guides, ancestors, and often through the Akashic records. In today's pick a card reading, what you're going to be looking at are what ancestor messages are coming through for your next major chapter. Take a moment now and just tune into your breath. And I want you just to see which card you feel drawn to. Will it be the flower agate, the tiger eye, or the amethyst? Again, what message do your ancestors have for your next major chapter? Go ahead and pick which one you would like, and we'll get started. Welcome to your reading for pile A. You chose the beautiful flower agate. This is one of my favorite stones. I feel like it's so connected in to our heart chakras and getting us such a gentle message. So let's start to see what your first card is that is coming through from your ancestors about your next steps for your future. You're getting the Five of Pentacles. So let's just start pulling some cards and see what you need to know from your ancestors. As I'm tuning into this energy, I really feel like many of you are releasing this burden that is around not feeling like you have enough or not feeling like you are enough. And we know this is not true. And we know that your ancestors love you so much and want nothing but the best for you. So let's start moving into this message. We have the harpy eagle, we have the elephant, we have the tiger, and we have the koi fish. Let's pull some tarot. So what messages do you need to know for your ancestors about your future and next steps? 10 of Cups, the King of Cups, the Knight of Rods or the Knight of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. So let's start moving into this and we'll get a sense. So the harpy eagle, I just love the image of this particular eagle. And I'm going to read from the book just to tell you what it says specifically about this type of eagle. And again, the theme we have here is the Five of Pentacles, which is usually things that are tough financially, not feeling like you have enough, feeling like you're on the outside. So let's just read about the harpy eagle specifically, because I have this feeling that we are going to get like a really strong message about the harpy eagle. Anytime when you see an eagle, for me, that's actually a symbol of Archangel Michael. So let's see what the message is specifically from this beautiful card. The harpy eagle in the Dreamscape Oracle is a female from the American variety. Harpy eagles are a sign that you need to change something in your life. They represent your strength and none of your weaknesses. The harpy eagle comes to you via visions in your sleep time and your waking days. When it appears, heed the message and take a good look at what is out of balance in your life. Take stock of your life. Are you where you want to be emotionally, physically, and financially? Now is the time to envision where you want to be and who you want to be in your life. Harness harpy eagle power when times are tough and you need some extra help to guide you to the other side. These are the meanings. Time to reassess your life and adjust accordingly. Listen to the message Spirit is sending you. So I can tell you right away, the thing that's really coming through for me with you in this is just this strength that your ancestors are providing you with. That even though times might have been tough in your life, you have so much strength. And I'm also getting a sense of your character and your power. And I think sometimes you don't always relate to that part of yourself, but you're Ancestors are really stepping forward saying, you have got this. You have so much to give and so much to offer. Now, the thing I love about the elephant is so loyal and it stays with you no matter what. If you hear about the way elephants are when they're in packs together and how intelligent they are and how they never forget anything, this to me is your ancestors walking next to you, just letting you know that you can lean into them for help and for guidance and for inspiration. And that you just want to hold your head up high, knowing you come from a long lineage of very strong people. That's what I'm getting. So, this is your next step. Now, the tiger, very cunning, very intelligent, and also, I want to say, so beautiful. I'm going to read a little bit about tiger just so we can get some extra information and see what the guidance is. Tigers are some of the most recognizable cats in the world. They are territorial and mostly solitary, but are social creatures when they go hunting. Diverse cultures fear their ferocity and view tigers as a formidable force. Many people call upon tiger energy to overcome obstacles. I love that so much. With their dwindling habitat, tigers have had to adapt to the constant changes humanity imposes upon them. So here, the message here is strength again of character and strength in knowing that you can beat the things that you feel are challenging to you. Overcome adversity through personal power. Exert a strong will to push through tough times. I have to tell you, the thing that is so strong to me is how much strength come in each of these beautiful animals. And then also ending up with the koi fish. The koi fish in Asian cultures is very auspicious. It means good luck, but it also means money flowing to you. So times are changing. And again, this is about your future. So just believe in what is coming into your life and what you've been working on. The beautiful thing about what's coming up has a lot to do with love and family and connection and a feeling of deep longevity and fulfillment. The 10 of Cups is always going to be this card of getting to a place where you feel like you have a lot of love both within you and around you. And this could very well mean that you're headed in the right direction, albeit it might take a while to get to where you want to go in love and relationships. But there is just such a sense of calm when I'm in this energy for you, even though things are challenging. There is a sense of peace. We're also getting the King of Cups, and this shows a very healthy male energy typically, or relates to being a leader in the sense of relationships, someone who is very emotionally intelligent, and someone who can really provide healing in your life and also inspiration and guidance when it comes to affairs of the heart. I also love the stone that he has right here. This almost looks a little bit like a combination of a labradorite and a moonstone, which is of the heart. Now, this is where things can get challenging for you. So you want to just know you can lean into your ancestors when you feel like you're being deeply challenged. We have the Knight of Rods, which is the Knight of Wands, and then the Nine of Swords. So this does show that sometimes you have a tendency to be a bit impulsive or give up a little bit easily. It's kind of like the energy of Aries. Like they go in very passionately, they're very inspired, but at the same time, they tend to, the wick runs out quickly. So they kind of burn out or they lose steam or they give up a little bit easily. So just be sure to have the bigger picture in mind when you're going through these different challenges and things that are coming up for you in the future. I'm going to pull these oracle cards. They're new and I'm very excited about using them. They are beautiful and they have really interesting images and messages. So I think we'll bring forth one of these for your reading and just see what we're getting. I already gave them a good shuffle earlier, so we'll see what we get for you. They're such a pretty color. Mask. So for me, this feels like possibly you've been hiding your emotions not wanting to show people that you've been having a difficult time. And your ancestors are really saying now is the time to just sort of let that go, to open up and let people know how you feel, those closest to you, so you can get the support and the encouragement you need. And then we have this beautiful card of rebirth. Isn't that wonderful? Also, another stone here that's radiating this beautiful energy. I love that so much. So, you are going through this season of rebirth, of new things happening, of moving from a place of not necessarily understanding um, why things have been difficult and what steps are next. But at the same time, the challenges are leading you to really a deeper sense of self mastery. That's what I'm getting. Got some other cards I want to share with you here from the Citadel deck. These are really special as well. I'm going to pull these. The Shepherd. There we go. Celebration and family. I knew that was coming in. And the Musician, inspiration, gratitude. I'm going to pull one more for you. Again, this is about your future from your ancestors, the Acolyte, new projects, learning. I just love that. So I am definitely I feel like I'm getting like a grandfather figure stepping forward, or a male in the spirit world, could be father, uncle, but someone who would have been the one who was very much the one that people leaned on, or who wanted to provide for people as much as possible in the family, or to help you. And it feels a little bit like he's really stepping forward, trying to be encouraging. He might even have either loved music or been a musician. That's coming here with the musician, inspiration, gratitude. And then also it's showing me that you're thinking about new projects, things that you've been wanting to invest in, things that you've been wanting to do with your creativity is what I'm seeing. So there's definitely this energy for you specifically around starting new things, releasing the past, believing in yourself, and really taking the time to let the past be in the past, and to let you know that you have so much to give and so much that your ancestors are so proud of. If you enjoyed these types of readings, these are going to connect with some of you, and some people are not going to resonate with, and that's okay. But if you would like more of a personal reading, please be sure to check the comments below. I have all the links in below for you. We have the Temple. Oh, one of my favorites, the Thread, and then the Forest. Very special. So I feel like this is related to your spiritual path, your psychic intuitive abilities. These are cards for me. This is you working on your own inner temple, but also your own spiritual practice, probably working on trying to connect with your ancestors, trying to connect with your intuition, your loved ones in spirit, then sometimes feeling like, am I making this up? Did this just happen? Kind of a thing. What you can know, this is what I teach my students that I teach intuitive development to, is that if you're ever feeling like you're just getting spots of information and it doesn't come in really solidly, what you can do is to ask your guides and your ancestors to show you what comes next, to give you the red thread. That's what I tell my students. And that is, you can be tapping in, getting intuitive messages, feeling like you're stopping. But when you ask for the red thread, spirit will open it up and be leading you towards the next message. So try that next time. I feel like that's coming in here for you as a message. And then we also have the Forest. Notice we have these two beautiful sacred temple spaces. One in the temple, one in the forest. That has a lot to do with you creating space for your spiritual practice. So opening up your energy, doing something like journaling or meditating, or just tapping into your intuition on a regular basis so you can get that information, messages, and guidance. And your loved ones are so proud of you. Your ancestors want you to know you come from a long line of very intelligent, very bright people that have ingenuity. So please believe in yourself. Let's get a few final messages. If you've enjoyed this, I would just love it if you could like and subscribe. That would mean the world to me. interested in a reading, all the information is below. Let's pull 2 more cards for you. I'm hearing from your loved ones, you're such an inspiration to others. Like you give so much to other people, and now it's time for you to give to yourself. And see, here we go. We're pulling the priestess. This could also be priest or priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? So you are moving right out of this point of not believing in yourself or second guessing being on the outside to stepping right into your power, into the temple. You can see the triangle in both, right? You can also see the eagle here coming in, and all that strength, all that power, just channeling right through you. How are you being called to step up? This is your future, as we spoke of. This is what you're headed towards. And then finally, know what your weaknesses are. Mirror who or what is triggering you. Your loved ones are so proud of you. I can feel the ancestry pride, and I want you to know that this space here is for you to believe in yourself. So I hope this reading resonated. Thank you so much. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Your stone again was the tiger eye, one of my favorites. So let's see what your first card is, and then we're going to pull other cards again to get this message for you. And just to go back to what this reading is all about, this is a message your ancestors are giving you about your future. Aha, 6 of Swords. Isn't that spectacular? Moving to another time that is much more in alignment with what you envision. Let's pull some more cards in order to support this reading. Very exciting. So we're going to actually start with the Dreamscape Oracle and pull a few cards and see what comes forth. I have such a good feeling about where you are right now, and I feel like your ancestors are rooting for you. I can feel them right in front of me, like cheering you on. We're going to actually pull 4 cards for this. That's what I did for the last one, so that's what we're going to do for this one. And if we need to go from the book, we will absolutely look at that. Let's see what comes forward. We have the Koi Fish, very good card. We have the Harpy Eagle, also a really great card, and we pulled both of those in the last reading. The Tiger, oh my gosh, this is almost a mirror of the other reading. And then this is new, the Serpent, amazing. So we're actually going to start with the Serpent because the Serpent was not in the other reading, and I already know what the other ones mean. So let's just start with the Serpent and see what he has to share with us here. He's so beautiful. So let's see what he has. 23. At the base of the world tree lives a serpent. He hungers and gnaws incessantly at the roots, seeking sustenance. He does not care that his tree serves a higher purpose, nor that the worlds connected to the tree require it remain stable. Without the tree, the worlds break apart and fade away. The serpent's hunger and desires to consume everything and anything that stands in its way. He stays beneath the soil, devouring roots in his path, awaiting the time when he will be released from the tree to reunite with his brethren. Beware of dishonest people. Stay the course despite the stress. Okay, this is so interesting. I have to tell you, and I think this is sort of like a foretelling of your ancestors just saying, keep an eye out for those people that you intuitively know you can't trust. But I think you already know that. And the reason I think you know that, and your ancestors know that, is because the 6 of Swords is a card that's already moved out of bad situations. This is telling you that you've already moved on from some of the complicated choices in your life. You're moving away from people that are dishonest or aren't really living in their integrity. You've come into this really strong newfound strength and are finding your footing and feeling really stable. This is saying don't backtrack. Keep doing what you're doing. You have made such huge progress, is what they're saying. And now is the time for you not to stop, just to keep going forward. Why this is such an auspicious reading is that we're starting with the koi fish. The koi fish specifically has to do with abundance, has to do with prosperity, has to do with flow, has to do with movement away from things that are destructive and into something healthy and wonderful. And notice in this Six of Swords, she is moving forward away from things that are heavy and that don't support her highest growth. The Harpy Eagle stands for strength. It stands for that scrappy will to get past some of the things that have really pulled you down. And then the tiger also is in the position of being accused of being, I would say, a something that it is not, and being such an elegant mammal, but at the same time, really ready to pounce. So your ancestors just really leaning into the fact that you are very strong and that now is the time to make your moves. They are so proud of you. Okay, I'm going to pull from the Citadel deck and we'll see what we're getting for you. 1, 2, I'm going to shuffle again. That came right out. So did that one. I love it. There's 2. Okay, wonderful. Let's see what comes forth. The Brawler. Lack of empathy, confrontation. The Walker. The Unknown, a journey. Also, there are birds here. The Champion, achievement, downfall. And then we have 2. The Archer, biding your time, planning ahead. And the Sailor, new influences, wanderlust. Notice there is 2 fish here and a fish here. Okay, so the thing I'm noticing as I'm looking at this is that you have had to work very hard getting to where you are right now. And it feels like you've been very challenged specifically by a relationship. I can feel that. Someone that didn't really acknowledge you as much as you should have been acknowledged, and also gets you to not trust yourself. So this is really a time for you to lean in and completely believe in what you're getting. That's really what I'm getting. And again, some of this is unknown. So we have the unknown journey. Certainly, whenever you get a bird that's this strong, you're always going to a place where you're transitioning from this place to the next place. So that's not always easy. But at the same time, I feel like, wow, I'm hearing from your ancestors, outstanding. Like you are just taking off and going in all kinds of amazing new directions. You're noticing here, though, with the Champion, which is achievement and downfall, you can be your own worst enemy. So just as much as you're flying high and things are going well, you can also be very hard on yourself. So be sure to be kind. Right? I'm hearing from your ancestors, write down the things that you do well. Make sure you know what those are. Then we're getting the Sailor, new influences, wanderlust. For me, this is all about the new experiences you're moving towards. And you moving just to this place that is more exciting, that has more opportunities, more options, even studying something new or really getting into discovering something that you've thought about doing but put off. But now is the time for you to explore that. And this is the Archer, which is biding your time, planning ahead. So that's you planning for your future. That's really what I'm getting. I'm going to pull some tarot here for you and see what we're getting. Please bring me 3. That's what I feel for the ancestor message. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. First card coming out, we have the World. It's in reverse. The next, actually, I'm going to pull these upright all because I didn't shuffle. They all were meant to be upright, if that makes sense. In this case, this is the World. That's what I'm feeling. I was going to go for my intuition. The World card here, the Ace of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. This comes after a very long journey, the point you're at right now. 10 of Wands, you've been carrying a burden. It feels as though it just is making your shoulders feel weighed down. You're believing in something that feels like it's just this, you went on a wing and a prayer and you knew something good would be happening if you went and did this and took a chance, but you weren't sure what direction it would go in. And this is telling you, you should trust yourself. Good things are coming. Because we have the world, which is coming to a close. It is the energy of Saturn. It means you've done your due diligence. It means the things that were difficult are coming to a close, and the new things that are coming are much brighter. And then Ace of Swords is really having that clarity ahead of you, knowing that the vision you have within you, even though all of the pieces haven't manifested, that things are moving in the right direction. That is really what I'm getting for you. I'm going to pull from this new Oracle deck. It's so beautiful. It's called the Modern Nirvana Oracle. Boat. Again, we also have a boat here. Okay, so we have a few of those. We have a boat here. We have a boat here. And this to me looks like I'm traveling on a boat. So I'm going to put that there. But also we have a high priestess here. We have resolution. Amazing. And then we have breathe. Isn't that beautiful? She really looks like the high priestess to me, under the moon and then channeling, but also knowing she is in transition as well. And that's where you are right now, is moving from one place to the next. We're getting that card to breathe. So that's really just taking your time, allowing yourself to be in the moment. For me, breathe is always a remembrance of coming back straight into this moment. And then resolution's really showing here because you have this shadow, which is bringing an understanding and acknowledging your shadow side, but also the burden of the person that you were moving away from, who sometimes feels like a shadow following you. But you should really know that you have so much to gain by where you are right now. And there's so much, so many things to look forward to in your future. That's what your ancestors are saying. Let's pull a few of the wild unknown. We have mentor coming in. We also have the siren, again, another fish. And then finally, the shapeshifter. Amazing. So it is really a time of transition for you, certainly. But I'm also getting for you to be in this transition. If you need to reach out to people that help you, inspire you, motivate you, give you guidance, if you need any type of support, I would lean into that. I also like to tell people I do private readings if you're ever interested in that. All the information can be found below. Then we have the siren, which is that you are speaking up for yourself. You're not holding it in. This is really a time when you're trusting yourself and letting your position be known. It feels like you could have really held things in before, but now things are shifting and you are starting to become your true self, because we have the shapeshifter here, which shows that possibly before in your life you would accommodate everyone else's pleasures and desires and forget about what yours were, but now your voice is coming out and your ancestors love that. The crumbling, what are you clinging on to? This to me is like the Tower card. So it's really saying, be aware of those things you're clutching to and trust the process is all going to work out. Then again, we have the priestess. She was in the last reading. You again are extremely intuitive. This is you also leading in. There's the lion here and the eagle wings. So that's what we saw here. So this is just coming in and your ancestors letting you know you are from very strong stock and you should really trust yourself and what you are receiving and who you are and the life you're building. Final card, trust the niggle. That means trusting your intuition. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? That's really you believing in yourself, believing in your intuition, taking a chance and moving forward. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Hello, pile 3 and the amethyst. Welcome to your reading. Isn't that a beauty? I love how complex this particular amethyst is. You can just see how beautiful. When I'm looking at it through the light, it's just stunning. So wonderful choice. Your card is the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, getting to the point of releasing the burden that you've been carrying. We're going to start off with pulling 4 of the Dreamscape Oracle, as I've done in all the readings. So let's just see what comes forward to you. I am feeling when I'm connecting with your ancestors and they're giving me this reading that you really have been shouldering the burden. So it feels that maybe some of you, take it if it resonates, either you've had to maybe raise kids on your own or take care of others in a tremendous way, maybe family or loved ones, and there's just a lot of burden. We're getting Death Mother, I'll explain. And we're also getting the Sun Bear, love him. We're getting the Serpent. And finally, we're getting the Elephant. So these cards really do show a very loyal, dedicated, trustworthy person. And I would not be surprised if you, in fact, have been caring for either an aging parent or family member or someone that you've had to really be responsible for. So the Death Mother really is a variety of things. The first thing is it does really show that, you're someone who more than likely has a lot of mediumistic tendencies. So you're someone who probably senses spirit, feels spirit, things like that. But you also have such deep empathy that sometimes it gets you into situations where you carry the burden for other people, pile 3. So what these cards are saying is just be sure to take a look at where you're holding on and carrying the load for other people, and just maybe giving yourself some grace and space. That's what I'm hearing. I'm going to pull for the Sun Bear and see what comes forward. Such a beautiful card. So let's read that for you. All right. So sun bears live predominantly in Southeast Asia, where they prefer to spend most of their time watching from the trees. The distinctive golden chest patch reflects the warmth and life of our sun. The sun bear is considered the embodiment of spiritual power and strength. Their intuition and self-reflection help one to heal through harmony and balance. As part of the Ursidae family, they also share common spiritual traits of intuition and introspection. This says, summon the strength to help steady your spirit. Listen to your intuition and let it guide you. And I really told you that I think you have a deep, deep intuition, but at the same time, I feel like you have carried the burden for others. And the serpent is also something you want to be aware of, or people that take from you and are more self-serving. And so where are you draining your energy? Because elephants also are so steady, so loyal. They always do the right thing. And so sometimes we have to take a step back and look at, okay, where are we allowing our energy to be drained? So taking that time, and also there is the skeleton here and the skeleton here. For me, that just means time for transformation, time for letting go. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in some tarot for you, pile 3. We have the 4 of Pentacles, the Lover's card, the 4 of Swords. We have 2 4s, and then we have the Knight of Cups. So something I'm sensing here is that I still feel like you have been either caring for someone who's been struggling, suffering, or having a hard time. This also could be a partner who's maybe, say, for example, had depression or been out of work or been carrying a burden, but at the same time, they're a little bit stubborn to change. And you, because of your compassionate nature and being so empathetic, have carried the load and the burden. Again, this isn't going to resonate for everybody, certainly. And the Lover's card could indicate a connection here with a person, but at the same time, you feel the weight and the responsibility. I literally feel it when I'm with your energy in your body. And what your ancestors are saying is that it's really time that you start highlighting what you want to do, what makes you feel good. So taking the time to think that through. All right, let's go ahead and pull in some of the Citadel deck here, get some more information, please. The Forgotten, Missed Opportunities, Fear of Failure. The Painter, Productivity, Creation. The Vengeance, Overcoming Slights, a Choice. Catalyst, Radical Changes Taking Control. this is what I'm hearing from your ancestors. They're saying, listen, friend, or listen, sister, or listen, that you are forgetting about your passions, your creativity, your inspiration. And because we're getting this, the forgotten, missed opportunities, but also I feel so much creativity from you. Like you were a person that probably liked to sew or knit or make things. You have a very vivid imagination, and I think you think in terms of color. That's what I'm getting for you. And this is being left to the side because of being drained by this person. So it really is time. So this says overcoming slights, a choice. For me, it feels like that the dynamic of this connection, or the dynamic you have in your life where you're caretaking for everyone else, is just at this time where you just need to step back and say, hey, I think I need to make it more about me, because other people are not going to give you the same opportunity you need to give yourself. That's what your ancestors are saying. So this is going to take radical changes, taking control. That's what they're showing me. So it's something you really want to dig into. Let's pull some of the clarifying life situations, please, Spirit. See what we're getting from your ancestors about this. On the mend, be compassionate and kind to yourself. Gentle release. No illusions. And finally, steady progress. Okay. So your ancestors are really, again, focusing on your heart. And I love how I have this particular blue calcite heart. And there's this heart here, because this is interesting. I just started filming this reading. I'd had a whole nother stone on here, and my guides told me I needed that one. So this one is for you, number 3, pile 3. On the mend, be compassionate and kind to yourself and heal your heart. Also, we have gentle release. Let yourself surrender to the flow of life's mysterious currents. You have to, because you're so creative. This card always reminds me of creativity and of beauty and seeing things vividly. And it says here, though, no illusions. Stay grounded in your truth, embracing reality with clarity and wisdom to navigate life's journey authentically. So being true to yourself. And then we have steady progress. Patience is your ally. Celebrate each step forward, no matter what size. I really love that for you. And your ancestors are very protective over you. I can feel them coming in closer, really wanting you to sort of shed some of the layers. It doesn't mean you have to start over in a whole new relationship, but it certainly does say maybe it's time for some changes. Let's see what we have. We have the poet. This is you. The healer. That's you again. And then the mentor. So if you're a person, I also feel like maybe you've been thinking about doing something related to the intuitive arts, healing, and then it's just like channeling is what I'm getting for you, because you think in terms of color, as I mentioned, but that you can see here, this card of the healer. People that are healers and people that are intuitive, they need to be able to channel the energy. If they don't, it ends up dwindling, and then they're the ones who suffer. So really think about that. And also we're getting the poet. So if there's a part of you that feels like it wants to start being creative again, start with writing or sketching. That's really what I'm getting. And then finally, if you do feel compelled to work spiritually, with a mentor, I always like to tell people I have a membership, and we have a very supportive community of women that are doing just what you are doing, like trying to lean into their spirituality, their creativity, lots of good support. So all that information is below in the comments. Let's pull a final card for you, pile 3. Let me know in the comments if this resonated for you, if you enjoyed these kinds of readings. I do offer private readings, sessions, and all the information is below. Okay, be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Star Seed. What lights you up? Another, please. The Great Gathering. Finally, again, this is the third time we've picked this. So I feel like all you guys who are getting this reading, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, have all picked the High Priestess. So I'm definitely dealing with a lot of very intuitive, very psychic people. And I would say that is completely you, but don't let your light be dampened. That's what I'm hearing from your ancestors. Be sure to know that when you connect with other people who are on this path, you get strength from that, and you're living more in your in transparency, and then in what you're meant to do in your purpose, the great gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. Be sure to check out my membership. And the final one is starseed, what lights you up. And this is really what we're talking about, that creative inspiration, that inner channeling, that guidance, that beauty, and not putting that to the side. All right, my loves, thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. Please let me know if it resonated. As always, thank you. Please like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you in the next one.